Hello friends, how are you? So today we are going to do a fun activity that has been taken from your book Marigold Class 4 NCERT from the chapter Helen Keller. Yes, to get to this activity you have to open your book and turn to page number 88. So let's see what do we have to do here. Team time. Read the following sentences. So they have given us 4 sentences, and in these 4 sentences, one word is been highlighted. Yes, one word has been highlighted. So let's see why have they highlighted this word and what does they mean. Her clothes were always dirty. The second sentence is she was often angry. See, sometimes she lay on the floor and at last her parents never scolded her. So in the first sentence, always has been highlighted. Her clothes were always dirty. So always has been highlighted, and always means at all times. At all times. Next is she was often angry, and often means many times. Not all times, but most of the times. So always is used for when we want to describe something that happens all the time. We use often when we have to describe an event which happens many times, but not all the time. There are some duration, there are some moments at which that event does not happen, but it has high probability of happening. It happens many times. Next is sometimes. Sometimes she lay on the floor, and sometimes mean occasionally. Occasionally. So the probability of happening this event is less than often. Okay. So always meant at all times. Often means many times. Sometimes mean occasionally. And at last her parents never scolded her means not at all. It does not happen at all. So these are the words that have been highlighted and I have given their meanings. So now let's see why did we do this. So now they have given us a table, and in this table in the first column we can see many questions, and here are written those 4 words. Always, that means at all times. Often, that means many times. Sometimes mean occasionally, and never means not at all. So now ask yourself the following questions. Put a tick under the right column. So now what do you have to do? You have to read all these statements and you have to tick under the right column. They have given a situation, and if it happens always with you, you have to tick in the always section. If it happens sometimes, you have to put tick in the sometimes section. If it happens many times, you will be putting it in under often, and if it does not happen at all, you will put a tick under never. So let's start with the first one. Obey your parents. Obey your parents. How often do you obey your parents? So I obey often. I obey often. I would not say I always obey them. I try to, but sometimes it happens like I don't obey my parents' advice. So for me it's often. Many a times, majority of times I do obey my parents. Therefore I put a tick here. Visit your grandparents. Visit your grandparents. So my grandmother lives with us only. So I always visit her. So I will put a tick on always. How often do you fight with your brother or sister? Fight with your brother or sister. I sometimes fight with my brother. I have an elder brother and I fight with him sometimes, not always. And I would not say that I never fight with him, because I do fight with him, right? So I would say I sometimes fight with my brother. How often do you help others? How often do you help others? I always try to help others, but sometimes I'm not able to. So I would say I often help others. I often help others. Next is, how often do you throw waste in the dustbin? I always throw waste in the dustbin. When I don't have a dustbin around, I put the waste in my bag and take it home with me, and then I put it in the dustbin that is in my home. So I always throw waste in the dustbin. Next is, switch off the lights when you go out of the room. Yes, this is the other thing I do take care of very vigilantly. So I do this always. I always switch off the lights when I go out of the room. Next is, leave the tap on while brushing your teeth. No, I never do that. I never leave the tap on while brushing my teeth. And I would say you should also take care of this. You should never leave the tap on while you are brushing your teeth. And at last we have, tear pages from your notebook. I really want to say that I never do this, but sometimes when I have to make a list or something, so sometimes I do tear pages. Not like more than one, but sometimes I have done it. So I would say sometimes. But we should never do it, right? We should never tear pages from our notebook. So this was my table, and these are the answers that I would have given if my friend have asked me. But now you have to fill your own answer. And at last, what you have to do? Now your friend will ask you the same question, and you will ask the same question to your friend. So ask these questions to your friend, your sibling, and get their answers as well. We'll meet next time with another fun activity. Until then, bye-bye.